today's video, we're looking at the K5S helmet by AGV. AGV, of course, part of the Dynasty group, recently sold for €1. That story is probably for another video, but today we're concentrating on this K5S helmet. It's part of AGV Sport Touring lineup, basically in between the race-ready Pista GP series and the more casual commuter stuff. Anyway, let's get into this video, open this box up after the introduction. Righto, inside the box here, we have a helmet in a bag, well packed. Some instructions. As you know, I never need those. And of course, a pin lock as well. Comes with a pin lock that's included in the price. Okay, let's look inside. If we check the liner, definitely a step up from your entry-level helmets. Looking forward to putting that on, that's for sure. Of course, the shell is made of a carbon fiberglass composite, so it's lightweight without losing any strength. The vent systems, okay, we start at the front. We've got the chin vents, which to turn them on is quite sticky to open and close. You'll stick your hand up inside and you'll feel the button, slide a button, push it down, opens the vents, push it back up to close. That's right at the bottom of your chin right here, so you're going to have to get used to finding that with your gloves on. Okay, here's our switch for dropping down our sun visor. Again, there's not much there. You're going to have to get used to finding that with your gloves on as well, and that drops your visor down. These helmets also have what they call a micro vent, just a small slide at the very front. You just slide that up and it just cracks the bottom of your visor just to help eliminate fogging. Our other vents, we have a top vent here, pretty straightforward. Slide forward to close it, slide it back to open. Side vents, same deal. And we have what they call an exhaust vent at the back. It's got a central position on it, but it only goes one way to open and close. So in the center position, it's open. I did forget to mention that the helmet does come with a selection of stickers and also these little plastic pieces. Don't throw them away. They're adjustable for your visor. So at the moment we have the red one in, that's for touring. We have the blue one, I think it is for race, and that is either fully open or fully closed. And then the green one is set for commuting. That's so you've got multiple positions and it's easy to flick up and down. The touring one, which it comes installed with, does have multiple positions, but it's more designed for touring more than the up and down open all the time mucking around of urban commuting. I'm keen to get this helmet on and see what sort of noise levels I have inside, since I do a lot of motovlogging. Anyway, before we do that, let's get the Motomount's chin mount mounted on this thing properly. Okay, let's see what's in the packet from Calumet Motomounts. We have one action camera link. We also have a thumb screw. I like to swap this out for just a straight Allen cap screw. It helps keep things nice and tidy. Well, not so much stuff sticking out of the way to hook on things. And here is the main deal. We've got the custom shaped helmet specific Motomount. And this one, obviously this case is tailor-made, 3D printed for this model helmet. Got 3M VHB tape. Now that's rated for 16 kgs, I think. So no adventure action camera is going to come off. Certainly not any that I've ever used. Righto, let's get into it. First thing we need to do, clean up our work surface where it's going to go. You want a nice ambient temperature, okay? If it's too cold, you probably want to heat things up a bit just to make sure that the 3M tape is going to adhere properly. No good, everything's really cold. You want to leave it for 24 hours before you put the camera on if you can. Let it really bind. Okay, so there we go. We're putting all the stuff on. Just cleaning off all the any finger grease, anything like that, alcohol wipe, doing that job. Once you're, I'm going to do a bit of a fitting. Once you put it on, very hard to get it off without heat. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see where it's going to go exactly. The lower on the chin you go, the better. And you'll find out why when you put them on. Basically, it's to do with the angle of the camera, how it's going to fit the top of the camera. It's going to hit your helmet. And that's why people get a lot of sky, because they can't tilt it up far enough. Or else you could put another link in and tilt it to get it higher. But one link, you've got to get it down as far as you can. Otherwise, it's going to hit your visor and you're not going to be able to lift your visor. Okay, I'm happy with that, where it's going to go. Fit looks good. Time to pull the tape off and fit this puppy. It's a one-shot deal, so you got to get it right the first time. Okay, here we go. We're ready for the final placement. Pull your tape off. Line it up. You've got to get it right first time. Okay. Press down, hold it down for about 30 seconds. The instructions, of course, they will tell you how long exactly. But you want to leave it for, I want to leave it for at least 12 hours. I'll probably leave it 24 before I'm ready to put a action camera on. Be careful not to knock it now, and that's it. Until tomorrow, and we'll take it out for a test ride, and we'll see what sort of road noise we get compared with my dirty old LS2 that I used to use. Anyway, catch you tomorrow. Okay, so first ride of the summer riding season. Got this new helmet on. I'm going to check the wind noise inside the helmet. I've repositioned the mic in this helmet. I've got it just at the front of the cheek pad here. Whereas in the old LS2 I had it right at the front, straight in front of my mouth. So it copped a bit of wind when lifting the vents, and also when I blew onto it when I was talking. So hopefully on the side here it's going to be a lot better. We'll get on the road and then we're going to see how it sounds. Righto, so another thing I've got to mention, the helmet is made in China. So who knows, probably made the same factory as LS2, or probably got a contract with one of those makers there. Makes you wonder why Dainese and that are in so much trouble if they're not having to worry about making the stuff in Europe. But there you go. Noise wise, seems to me about the same as the old helmet, to be honest. A lot of wind around the ear side of things. Looking forward to getting back to the studio. We'll download this footage and see what the levels are reading compared with some old footage out of the old LS2 helmet. Anyway, let's get back to the studio and check it out. Okay, so I'm back from the ride. After comparing the audio levels I recorded with the camera in this helmet, there was no discernible difference compared with the LS2. So quiet it is not. Anyway, here we go. The AGV K5S. Not race spec expensive, not budget throwaway either. She's a mid-range helmet right in the middle, based on price, features and comfort. It's comfy, practical, and with the double D chin strap, it's legal for the track as well. So if you're after a helmet that can handle long rides, bit of hooning, and still work well with your camera gear, this is a really solid pick. Alrighty, that's all for this video. Stay safe on the road. I'll catch you out there. See you in the next video.